You ever hit send on a text or an email and just that instant feeling of regret? Well, today we're going to break down an academic paper that digs up this ancient Buddhist framework for how we talk to each other. And it turns out it's an amazingly sharp tool for dealing with all the conflict that seems to be everywhere in our modern world. All right, let's get into it.
I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? Whether it's a social media dogpile that just explodes out of nowhere, or global conflicts that have been brewing for decades, the very first shots fired are almost always words. So how do we actually stop things from escalating? This explainer is all about an ancient answer to that very, very modern problem. So here's how the paper sets this all up. From a Buddhist point of view, conflict itself is a type of violence. But that violence doesn't just pop into existence. Nope. It's almost always lit by the way we talk to each other. You could say our words become the kindling for the fire. Okay, so where does all this verbal fighting actually come from? The paper points to this powerful, really human instinct, possessiveness. It's this deep, intense attachment to our own stuff, our interests, our groups, our ideas. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The specific term here is machurya. And this isn't just, wanting things. It's about a zero-sum game mentality. It's the bone-deep belief that for my side to win, your side has to lose. And that mindset, it turns every single disagreement into a battle. And you can see this zero-sum game play out just about everywhere. This machurya can be about territory. Think of border disputes. It can be about money, like fierce competition over trade. It fuels conflicts based on ethnicity or social class. And maybe the one we feel most today is Dhammamacharya, that intense winner-take-all grip we have on our own beliefs and our ideologies. Okay, but that possessiveness on the outside, it needs a spark on the inside to really catch fire. And the paper identifies 4 of these internal drivers. You can think of them like mental triggers that activate our possessive side and turn it into really harmful communication. First up, we've got the trigger of just liking stuff. This is that my team instinct, right? When we see something that confirms what we already believe or who we already like, we rush to defend it. We become its champion, sometimes without even stopping to ask if we're being fair or even accurate. And then you've got the flip side, the bias from hatred or dislike. This is when our words come from a place of real anger. We're not trying to build any bridges here. We're trying to burn them down. Our words become weapons. They're designed to attack, to discredit, to tear down a person or an idea that we just can't stand. The third one is the trigger of delusion, or basically just not seeing things clearly. And this is a huge one in our age of misinformation. It's when we speak from ignorance, repeating things that just happen to fit our worldview without ever digging deeper. This is the bias that locks us inside our own echo chambers. And the last trigger is fear. This one's a little sneakier, but it is so powerful. It's when we either twist the truth, or maybe we stay silent when we know we should speak up, all because we're afraid of the consequences, afraid of losing our job, our influence, our friends. Fear makes us part of the problem. So let's recap. We've got this external possessiveness that gets lit up by our internal biases, our liking, our hatred, our delusion, and our fear. That's the problem in a nutshell. Now let's look at the solution. A simple but really powerful communication filter that comes from an ancient text. This whole framework is designed to make us pause and ask ourselves this exact question. It's not just about filtering what we say. The real magic here is that it also makes us think about when we should say it. Okay, let's break this down. It might look a little complicated, but trust me, it's incredibly simple. Before you say something, you run it through 3 questions. Is it true? Is it beneficial? And will other people like it? Now look closely here. If the answer to is it true is no, you don't say it. End of story. If it's true, but it's not beneficial, you still don't say it. The only time speaking is even an option is when your words are both true and beneficial. That third column, whether people will like it or not, doesn't even matter for the decision. But check out the action. It's not just speak, it's speak at the right time. And this right here, this quote reveals the engine that makes the whole system work. Why wait for the right time? It's not about being clever or trying to win an argument. The entire filter is driven by one thing: compassion. You choose the right moment to speak because you actually care about the impact on the person you're speaking to. So here's the bottom line. That whole chart boils down to this super practical 2-step filter. Step 1, evaluate. Is what I'm about to say both true and beneficial?
If you can't give a hard yes to both of those, the filter just stops you. Don't say it. But if it passes, you move to step 2, act. Find the right time and the right place to say it, and make sure you're guided by compassion.
So how do we actually do this? How do we make this filter a real daily habit? Well, the paper suggests that it all works best when it's supported by 4 core principles. You can think of this as the mindset you need for peaceful communication. These are really the pillars. First, a deep commitment to the truth, to what's actually real. Second, a goal of genuine understanding, speaking clearly without any hidden agendas. Third, taking full responsibility for how your words are going to land on other people. And finally, grounding everything in kindness, making sure your communication is coming from a real desire for friendship, not for division.
And that brings it all right back to us, doesn't it? Right here and right now. This isn't just some abstract philosophy, it's a real tool we can start using immediately. So the real question is, the next time your fingers are hovering over the keyboard, or you're about to jump into a heated debate, are you going to hit pause for just 1 second and run your words through the filter?